All right.
Oh, we alive? Look at Parks. Yeah, look at Parks. I see you. Rory, this is 76, right?
Somewhere around.
Microphone check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I will name this podcast later. This is episode number 76. I am Joe Budden. To the left of me, I have Rory Lanes. Do I want to introduce our guest yet?
I do. Like to, yeah.
I do.
You have to give him a proper introduction, though.
You do it.
The hater's in the building.
My personal favorite radio personality who I grew up on, we have Star with us today.
Okay, thank you. Troy Terrain from New Jersey.
What part?
Scotch Plains, to be exact.
Are you still in New Jersey?
No, I've been in Pennsylvania close to 30 years.
Smart.
I have a business that I never speak about, which is very lucrative, and that's the reason why I'm still stationed in Pennsylvania. But Jersey's home. Racist state that it is.
Oh my God! I was just talking to Rory about that because I moved to. I've lived in white areas, right?
Yeah, I would say
I've been hated a lot.
We can say where you were last because you're not there anymore. Edgewater is pretty white.
Nah, but it's not really white. Total was white, and they weren't very celebrity friendly, and I got kicked the fuck out of there, and the cops were at my house every day because of pool parties and loud music and
I'm
shit.
not sure the new location is the best.
This is the whitest area I have ever moved to. That will remain anonymous.
Okay.
And I'm a little nervous about it. As a black man, a young black man, I'm a little nervous about it.
And Joe, who I like to just shit on all the time, it's a very nice house. It looks like a fucking, like, Scarface lives there.
Okay.
I'm very happy for my friend, even though I want to shit on him. It's a beautiful fucking home.
Well, thank you. Listen.
That we're going to burn to the ground.
No, we're not. No, we're going to act like we have couth.
No.
Couth. Rory and I are very happy to have you here, Star.
Hey, thank you for the invite. If I can just cut in for a second.
Please, cut in whenever you want.
I apologize for not being able to make it, a month or two ago when you guys invited me, at first. I'm swamped in Pennsylvania with other responsibilities, and it's just been a little tough. The time testing. The mic went out. There you go. That's better. I was swamped with the time frame, but I thank you for the invite. I don't do too many interviews, not because I have anything to hide, but because I'm constantly moving forward, and I don't like to harp on anything that has to do with the past, and especially if it's by way of hip hop or anything like that. So, but again, thank you for the invite, and I'm glad that I could finally make it.
So, my memory's way too bad for this fuck shit. So. Damn, my memory's bad.
This is number 76, you said.
Oh, I fuck the number up every week. I make a number up. I don't give a fuck about the number. I tell people all the time I don't fact check here, and my brain races so much that it's just hard for me to keep up. But yeah, Rory and I have been trying to have you here for quite some time, and we don't have guests.
Okay.
Not at all.
So the same way you don't do interviews, we don't have guests because I just don't fuck with people, and I don't be wanting to talk to people.
Right. I do interviews. I do them
selectively.
Well, in moderation. I just don't feel that everything I do needs to be broadcasted or promoted. I'm still the same guy that I was back in the early 80s when I first moved to New York from New Jersey, and it's all about me. My journey is self-defining, self-fulfilling, and self-enlightening. So I don't necessarily need to always, advertise or whore myself out, so to speak.
Well, that's the era that we're in. Everybody whores themselves.
Yeah.
I hate it. I am telling you I can make sense of suicide, but that's a whole nother conversation. Funny you say that. I guess we have to address this. I have to because my mother asked me to address it.
Okay.
I'm not giving too much backstory. All right, let me get the drum line going. All right, listen, anything that I say now that's about to get me into some fuck shit, this is Joe saying it. So, and I welcome the fuck shit because I don't give a fuck. But,
okay.
But we're going to have some class. We're going to have some class because my mother raised me better than that. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I didn't even think that this Hot 97 Marissa not being on my podcast thing was like a big deal. I didn't know that people really. Why do people care about this shit like that? Are we just in the age where people just care about shit that's real insignificant, or am I that disattached from what's important in life?
Well, social media gives you an opportunity to have a platform and give an opinion on something that you would not give an opinion on had that platform not existed. So now have this fuck shit.
Okay, I didn't think I ever needed to explain to any of you fucktards out there why I fire people on my podcast, because I thought that was the point of it being my podcast. But since this gained some momentum, Joe Budden, if for those that don't follow me, I'm very big on communication. I'm very big on being transparent. And I practice that in all my relationships, all of them, business, personal, romantic. So when people that I care about are not communicative, I don't want to say it's troublesome. It's troublesome for me. So long story short, I let go of Marissa, and I thought that I addressed it here very well by not really addressing it because I care about her. Then they invited me to do the morning show at Hot 97, which I did not want to do. I did not want to do. Let me repeat. I did not want to do. I did not want to do, but my white Jewish manager said, come on, I mean, you got an album, you got to promote sometime. At some point, we have to promote it. Because I've been saying...
You have a solo album or a group album coming out?
I have a solo album coming out. I'm independent. It'll come out whenever the fuck I feel like.
Gotcha.
Whenever. So my manager, I've been doing all of this press, right? And my manager is like, yo, when are we going to start pushing like a date?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't care about that. I don't care about pushing the date, but he's white and Jewish and I'm black from the hood. So there's a little difference there. So I go up there against my better judgment and proceed to have a conversation that I didn't think should have been held on air. I don't think that conversation I don't think that the public should have been privy to it. And I didn't answer the phone calls. I didn't have it on my podcast. I didn't have it when you text me. I didn't have it when you call me. So what the fuck would make anybody think that Joe was going to have that conversation on air, on the radio? If you don't know Joe, that wasn't happening. That wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. So I probably came off a bit, what's the term? Cold?
Uninterested?
I was uninterested. I was uninterested in that. So, and that's just where I will leave it. I still wish Marissa the best.
I do as well. And I mean, from my perspective, I was very vocal to you that I think you should have called her, so we can just bury this.
Are you talking about a former co-host or something like that?
Yeah, Marissa used to. She did the podcast with us, and then we went in different directions. Okay. AKA, she was let go because of some fuck shit that Peter said on air. And that part didn't really get, Peter Rosenberg, how they said, that part didn't really get any burn, that rant.
No.
That rant didn't get any burn, but that is why she was let go.
Okay.
And I'll have that conversation with anyone who wants to have it, certainly not on air. Mm-hmm. Just not doing it.
Well, with all due respect, my bedtime is 11:30. So if we could get back to that spick bitch at another point, I would appreciate that.
Now,
if we can get back to spick bitches and Flop 97 at another point, I don't give a fuck. And personally, I don't think anyone gives a fuck.
That's why I have to see, but I'm a little sociopathic that way. I don't care about shit, and then I find out that other people be caring about it. But I'm with that.
You are an intricate thinker.
Yeah.
I'm nobody's fan, but you are an intricate, detailed thinker. So you do, tend to go into things very deep, and that reflects in your music.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that from you,
Thank you.
But anyway, hey, thank you guys for the invite. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so we are...
Hang on. If I can just spit this out.
Please.
Spit this out. You are one of the original hip-hop social engineers. Do people know that? I mean,
that's
most
good
people?
terminology.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. I don't think so.
Yeah, I pay attention to everything. I watch, everything that moves, on the landscape of media. And you were one of the original hip-hop social engineers. So coming here to talk to you, it was a lot of preparation. I didn't want to come here, drinking and just, talking crazy and reckless. So I'm excited to talk to you, with regards to what it is that you're doing now. So again, I ask you, do people know that you are one of the originals who was filming your life, back before YouTube even popped off? Do they realize that?
I find that in the information era people are less informed than they've ever been. Like you have all the information right there in front of you, but you have to go and get it. So no, they don't. All the kids want to do is dad.
Yeah, but that's something I think you should wave in front of people's faces. Your name is Rory or Corey? I forget. Rory. Do you know his history with regards to being a social engineer? I mean, seriously, not just because you know him.
Rory's young, so that's a valid question.
I'm 26 years old, but I was probably the first person that listened, like did cassette tapes off the radio, but still.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm asking you a question. Do you know who this man is? Fuck what?
Yes.
Fuck what you did. I don't give a fuck. Do you know who that is?
This is why I love Star.
This
is why I love
No.
Star.
You don't love me, but do you know who this is?
Yes, I'm aware of Joe Budden.
Do you understand?
I
He's one of
do.
the original social
I'm aware
engineers.
that he was one of the first people on the internet. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure.
I don't wave it in front of people's faces, Star, because I don't
Yeah,
care
but I
what
think
people
you have
think.
to pop your collar to let people know, and especially people of color, because people of color hate each other. They're ashamed of their history, and you have to sometimes pop your collar and pull your dick out and let them know, hey, this is who the fuck I am, and this is what I pioneered, whether you like me or not. And I just wanted to get that across before we even
Well, not if they
go
like
further.
me or not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. But I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, I've had the pleasure of sitting with Star on multiple occasions.
Yeah, man.
My memory's really bad, and we can't talk about what was going on over there. But when you put the book out, that station, we did that interview.
We can talk about anything. I don't give a fuck. But here's the thing.
I don't want to get nobody and indict it.
No. And the new generation today, they don't give a fuck about yesteryear, as I just said. So it's not that.
Why is that?
There's a lot of reasons, and I have nothing to hide. There's nothing that is off limits. But it would be a waste of my time and your time to sit here and talk about that old shit.
I want to talk about the Olympics.
Okay. Ryan Lochte. Typical Caucasian.
Mary and Joseph, that fucking.
Typical Caucasian, cynical, condescending white boy who went to another country and tried to play his white card, and then I'm going to say allegedly lied, because there's a possible indictment going down right now. And he was not robbed. This motherfucker was not robbed. You see, he did the same shit, if you ask me. Do you remember a year or two ago, there was a white boy from America. He went fucking around in North Korea. He took some sign in a hotel lobby, and his ass is doing 15 years hard labor. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I remember that case.
Yeah.
I remember that case.
Wait, he took a sign from a hotel lobby?
He took a sign. He just some joke as white American boys do. Just spazzing and bugging. Took a sign out of the fucking the hotel, and they gave his ass 15 years hard labor.
Who was his lawyer?
It's
Max
different
B's
out there.
lawyer.
Well, but the thing is, we're talking about that condescending Caucasian attitude that can get you into trouble or get you to lie on people from other countries. And if you ask me, this is what happened with Ryan Lochte. This motherfucker's over 30 and he's still dyeing his hair different colors. Come on.
But with that said, I do love how forward the police were with that fuck. They said, we're not rolling with y'all fuck shit. He not getting the privilege here.
Well, as a professional liar, because I'd like to think that I'm a pretty in my past anyway. I try to practice honesty today, but that was just a bad lie from the rip. As soon as we heard, and what was the lie? He said he got robbed
at gunpoint.
At
he said his car got pulled over by fake cops, and then they tried to rob him at gunpoint. Cocked the gun, put it to his head.
But at the root of his lying, if you ask me, and I'm being objective, I'm not speaking from a man of color, who's got an issue with a Caucasian person lying. At the root of his lie is his white arrogance.
Well,
that's the fucking issue. He thought he could go someplace and then say, "Oh, they robbed me at gunpoint." And there's video footage of him and his other swimming buddies, an hour or two later, with their fucking watches, their cell phones, and their wallets.
Now, that's why it's a bad lie. Did this gentleman think that at the Olympics, first of all, when you're not at the Olympics, everything is filmed?
Well, that ties into the arrogance of it. Him thinking this is some third world country that
Exactly.
does not have cameras at a fucking gas
You see,
station.
now Rory's got his white boy hat on. Come on, talk that white boy shit. Come on now. See, now you get it.
I was
Hey,
saying the
Star,
opposite.
let me tell you.
Now you get it.
Let me tell you
Come on,
about,
white boy. Come on, white boy. Talk that shit.
Let me tell you about Rory and Parks. While they are both very, 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 very white,
Absolutely.
they're not really white.
It took my
not
family
really
years
right.
to get this white.
Shut the fuck up.
This is SPF in December.
But your white privilege was well on display when you was doing 70 down the street trying to get over here. And I'm scared to death in the passenger seat. Like, yo, my nigga, you got to slow down. I ain't trying to get pulled over here.
Well, white privilege is a buffet. I can pick and choose when I want to use it.
Lucky you, boy. But anyway, so he did that. There's a possible indictment. Do we think he's getting indicted?
I hope so.
It's the Olympics. How could you not?
Well, he's back in the States now.
Yeah, get your fucking swimming ass the fuck out of.
His two friends did not make it back to the States. They got pulled off the plane.
They pulled them niggas off the plane. Now I wonder if they would have made it. Does he get away with this? Does he get away with the lie? Because they turned coat quickly. Them niggas snatched them white boys off that plane, and they immediately got to the snitching. He might have been cool in his arrogance with the bad lie and all. We've seen a lot of bad lies kind of go over. Hillary just got off.
Oh, with the email shit?
Oh my God, Jesus, man!
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything.
Do you vote?
This election, yes, is the answer to that.
Okay, but you vote.
Yes.
Okay, I just said I ask you that because I mean, there are rappers who talk that hot shit.
Oh yeah, no.
And musicians and artists. I'm not putting you in a rapper category, but people that are on the front lines and they don't vote.
This election,
I have a problem with that.
This election is.
I like Talib Kweli. I like him as a person, but he doesn't vote. Is he a friend of yours?
Wait,
Talib Kweli.
Talib Kweli doesn't vote.
Doesn't vote.
I wouldn't know.
Where do you
Big
get that
fan
from?
of his music.
Okay, can we not ask the white boy because he don't know shit. He's young. Can we even turn his mic off for a second? Well, with all due respect, no.
Where do we get?
No, he doesn't vote. He doesn't vote. No,
He said this?
he doesn't vote.
I'm only blown away by that because I did follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he seems to be like an activist, like a Mr. Political.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy, but he doesn't vote. He doesn't vote on a national or local level. I just want to put that out there so that we can, just set some type of, parameters with regards to if we're going to talk about, political stuff. But you do vote, and you are voting for the election coming up?
Well, I have to vote. Okay. I don't know who the fuck. This is the most important election of my lifetime. So it's important not only that I vote, but my father has been telling me for at least a year now to speak about it to the young people on my platform.
I'm voting for Trump, just in case you want to know.
Are you?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
He's a businessman. He's uncouth. He's a businessman, and we have to get the country back to running it like a business, if you ask me. Obama was very, very charismatic. He was smooth, and he and I have very similar similarities with regards to being biracial, having Caucasian mothers, but it was a tough presidency for him. I'm not kicking dirt upon the man, but Congress would not work with him.
Oh yeah, no,
Would not
not
work
at all,
with him.
not at all.
And I just got tired of seeing Michelle Obama with her mouth poked out, and I'm glad he's getting the fuck out of the White House. Did you vote for Obama? Do you mind?
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh.
I did. Yeah, no, I did.
I voted for John McCain and Romney.
I'm not listening to nothing that you are saying right now.
I'm dead serious.
I'm still not listening. I don't care if you're serious. Trump, I don't know if they'll let him win. I don't even think the Republicans want him running, but there was nothing they could do about it.
I think the growth of the underclass and the hatred of America will catapult him into that White House. I think that Hillary is not likable. She's a liar, just like her husband, Bill Clinton, was a liar, and birds of a feather flock together. He lied, right?
Well, we're in politics. Why are we calling anybody in politics a liar?
Yeah, but when you lie right into the fucking camera to the American people and say, I did not have sexual relationships with that girl, that's a bold-faced crack-a-lie.
Let me sit on
Bold-faced
that.
crack-a-lie.
Let me sit on that for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can agree with that. I've looked plenty of bitches in the face and said I didn't have sex with that girl.
Yeah, but we're talking about the commander-in-chief lying to the nation, and that type of shit should have gotten him thrown the fuck out of there. Now, I don't want to go too far back, but, Richard Nixon resigned for far less. So I don't like Hillary Clinton. She's not likable, and I hope she...
Do you like Trump because you dislike Hillary a lot, or do you just like Trump?
No, Trump is a businessman, as I just said. Were you listening, white boy?
I was listening, Star.
That.
I was, yes.
Okay.
I'm saying, are you more intrigued by him because of your
Do you vote, white boy?
I do. Yes, I vote.
Okay, who are you voting for?
I have not decided yet.
Thank you. Okay, he's not sure. When you get sure, get back to me. I'm voting for Trump.
Trump, you don't. But this is what scares me about Trump, and I've said
he's a complete lunatic.
I've said long ago that say what you want about him. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
And a big problem in this country.
He's unstable, yes.
Yeah. So, that's on full display. I don't even think that needs to be said. More importantly than that, is the undertone of some of the things that he says is scary to me as a nigga in America. as a nigga in America. I think he's he's going to start the Civil War again.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Wait!
So because he's a businessman, it's okay. We should go to Civil War.
Hang on, because you see, somebody has to die for this beautiful lifestyle that we live in this country of capitalism. Yes, people abroad have to die.
You say, but wait now.
Women and children have to be
I don't know if
smoked,
I can respect this from you because you biracial.
And oil is worth dying for. So motherfuckers have to die for that oil, yes.
I agree. Niggas need to die. I'm with niggas dying all day long. But I don't know if I can respect it coming from you because you biracial. So you wouldn't be the nigga that's dying. I would be the nigga that's dying. Ain't no white in me, no.
Well, I did sign up for selective service back in the early 80s, so I'm not just talking that talk. My father fought in World War II when he was 14 years of age in the U.S. Navy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Still, you wouldn't be the nigga dying.
Well, I'm 52 years of age, so I mean, I can't join the military right now, but if I had a son or a daughter and they had to go fight for the country, yeah, go fight. Go fight for this shit.
See, when I say a nigga dying, I'm not talking about going to fight for your country. I'm talking about the undertone in which you speak.
Yes, niggas have to die to live here, yes. And I'll even take it a step further. I think we should take people out of the prisons and drop them off in Syria and other places and give them a one-way fucking pass. Hey,
I feel like that was suggested at one point.
Yes, many people have suggested. It's not an original thought, but if you're doing 25 years to life, we're going to give you a canteen, an M16, 400 rounds of fucking ammunition. We're going to drop you off on a suicide mission. You can't come home. If you come home, we're going to kill you. But we're going to drop you off, over in the east and kill who you got to kill. And fight for this motherfucker.
So let me ask you this. I have to ask you this. Would you consider yourself racist?
I'm a biracial, racist, race baiter. Yes.
Okay. Why am I fucking? Is water wet? Is water wet?
That was a really obvious question to be asked.
But I have to ask it. I still have to ask it. I have to ask it.
I'm a biracial, racist, race baiter.
Barack let 15 niggas or 15 people out of Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo, yeah.
Why? And pardon my ignorance, because I've been swamped. Why were they let out?
Well, his original plan when he was running was to shut that whole shit down, and then that got blocked. So he did what he could and let a couple people out.
This is how great you are, Star. I never talk politics with people.
All right.
I don't talk politics. There's some things that I just don't talk about with people. Religion, politics. Okay. I try to keep it because those are like, once you get into people's beliefs.
Yeah, those are touchy subjects.
With religion and politics, yeah. But
are you mystified?
I can hear you.
Are you mystified?
Am I mystified?
Yeah.
No.
You don't subscribe to the theory of God?
Oh, is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
You fall
down.
A
higher power.
You fall down and you sob to the unknown.
No. See, you said that.
Well, that's what being mystified is.
No, I don't fall down nowhere to do what I got to do.
You bow your head.
I walk and talk to my higher power. I smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
I talk to mine at any point. I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious. I don't care about how you thought we got here. I don't care about all of that.
Well, spiritual means consumed by the theory. You're under the spell.
You don't. I take it you are an atheist.
Totally.
Yo, Star is such a unique man.
Totally.
How could you not be intrigued by?
I'm so full of myself, there's no room for the theory of God. There's no room.
Oh, man, I don't even know if we have enough time now to talk about all the shit I want to talk about with this nigga, man.
The reason why I don't have any kids is because I don't want to share my life with some little life sucker.
Okay, now, at what point do you think you became... Oh, well, let me ask you first. Do you think that is selfish of you?
There's virtue in selfishness.
You haven't been in therapy?
Never.
Okay.
I'm very selfish with my life. I'm selfish with my dick when it comes to females. I don't sling free dick.
All right, I want to hear more about that.
I'm selfish. Oh, yeah.
I don't sling free dick.
I don't sling free dick. You know, if I can just go a step further, since we...
Please, no. I'm listening to the best shit in the universe right now.
Since I brought up the theory of God.
The theory of God.
God's a theory. It's a theory. A hell of a theory, but a theory nonetheless. sometimes I have to pause and stop myself from having so much fun. Sometimes people say, "Oh, how's life?" Life is a bowl of fucking peaches. It always has been. But there's times when I have to catch myself and say, "Hey, man, it's time to grow the fuck up."
Okay.
Now, I don't condemn anyone else for going through with marriage and procreating with kids and so on and so forth.
What are your thoughts on marriage?
What's that?
I want to know your thoughts on marriage too.
As long as a bitch knows her place, we can get married. We can get married as long as a bitch knows. They're all bitches.
What is her place?
The one I came from is a bitch. They're all bitches.
All right, I want to hear her place. Tell me her place.
Well, you see, that depends. If you are the ultimate man, I do claim to be such.
Well, you didn't have to. I think we gathered that much from. We ain't been recording but for about 5 minutes.
I'm too full of myself for God,
Yeah.
I think, said that.
Yeah.
This has been a very misogynistic podcast in the last 2 years, so this is
Females-
right up our realm.
Females
by the way.
are in seek of your last name, are they not? I'm not in seek of a female's last name. Act according, bitch.
They're trying to change that.
Well, whatever.
They're trying to change
Whatever.
that. The women with money, the women with money, they want you.
It
to
doesn't
take their
matter how
last
much
name.
money they get. They all have to lay down and receive the dick at some point.
Yo, what the fuck? You don't meet. You know what is why you're such a great conversationalist. No matter what you say, you don't meet too many people who stand behind who not only who they are. Well, first, you don't meet too many people who are self-aware. Number one,
Right.
who stand behind their beliefs and will tell you exactly how they got there. So that's why you're
I think you were getting ready to ask me, I could be wrong, how I came to be an atheist. Was that where you were headed at one point? No, I thought that's what you were going to ask me.
well, even if I wasn't, I do want to hear that.
Okay.
You've been that your entire life.
No, I was consumed by the theory of God at one point. When I first got to New York City in 1981, I was a Times Square preacher. I used to preach the word. See, I know the Bible very well, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Quran.
The New Testament is bullshit.
Well, I know it.
But see, damn it, you're getting me, Club. I don't want to talk about, because then my beliefs will come out.
see,
The New Testament is a big crock of bullshit. No disrespect to anyone, or disrespect to anyone.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a crock of bullshit, because if you find comfort within the New Testament, that's not a bad thing. As long as you don't, want to condemn my system of living, I have no problem with you.
Interesting. And damn, we got to talk off. Me and you got to talk off air. I'm interested to hear about your thoughts
I used to be
between the Old
consumed.
Testament and the New Testament.
Okay.
But continue, please, because I want to hear.
I was consumed by the theory of God. I used to preach the word in Times Square. I used to call people heretics, whoremongers, and point them out and preach. I used to pass out Jesus pamphlets.
So you did subscribe to the theory of God.
Were your parents religious?
For the most part, yes. I was raised a Protestant.
Okay.
In the beautiful suburbs. And my rational awakening, that's what it was, a rational awakening.
Are you saying irrational awakening or irrational?
Rational.
Oh, rational. Okay. I'm sorry.
My rational awakening came toward the mid to late 80s. I had there was no tragic moment that happened. There was nothing, I didn't suffer. Someone didn't die. No, just I woke up from the dream. And that's how I became an atheist. I had to research and find things that I felt were more realistic as opposed to the folklore of the Bible or the Quran or the Torah or the Hadith.
When you say things that are more realistic,
Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
So with atheism, is that more to the Big Bang Theory? What exactly? Because it's a broad thing to be an atheist.
No. You just it's a rational position in life. We are mankind. I truly believe we will discover the origins of our existence. But at this point in time, I'm not going to wave the flag and say, this is this and this is that.
Okay.
If you're a believer, the burden of proof is upon you. You're a believer, yes? You look like one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Irish Catholic.
Well, that's why you'll never lose your theory of God. You'll never lose it because we can't prove it.
The believer can no more prove the existence of a God, nor can the non-believer prove the non-existence of a God. So we agree to disagree.
Yeah, but you just said something that was real interesting that I wanted to touch on. More realistic. Okay. Oh, you said. Okay, that's what it was. Listen. In the event that you are correct, right, and we find the origin of man, do you think that information will be made public? You think the common general public is privy to that information?
I think we are very, very much headed in that direction, and I truly believe that it will be something that we will have to face as a species at some point.
It could just end up being a conspiracy YouTube video at the end of the day.
Well, you've said a few times that you believe we're heading in that direction. So are things occurring now that are making you feel that way?
Well, we are discovering more and more about the planet and the metaphysically given. That's what this is, the metaphysically given. We're discovering more and more each day. How many years did the dinosaurs roam the planet?
I have not a clue.
I'm asking the believer.
I thought I didn't know shit. I have no idea the exact number.
Well, now, how can you believe in something if you don't even know the existence of dinosaurs?
Somebody on 125th yelled the same shit at me and then called me a white devil afterwards.
Well, no. I'm not yelling shit. I'm just asking you a question, and then we can move on because when you discuss religion, sometimes
of course, yeah, that's why we don't really speak about religion on this podcast.
150 million years.
The dinosaurs roamed.
The dinosaurs roamed this planet. Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
So I can Google it. It's on Wikipedia.
You can do a lot more than Google it.
150
you haven't seen
million
Jurassic
years.
Park? Yeah, it was there.
That's a long time.
Hey, I'm moving to Atlanta, if anyone gives a fuck.
Why would you be moving to Atlanta?
Because so much money is being pumped into that place by way of television and media.
And I'm buy a house for fucking $1 out there.
Well, I'm not going to buy property. I'm actually selling property in Pennsylvania. But I'm going there to set up a radio network. I'm going there to purchase a small AM station, which will be the first of a couple stations. But I just want to point that out because so many people talk about moving to Atlanta, but they're going there for different reasons.
All the old New York drug dealers are in Atlanta. If you've ever murdered somebody in New York, you're in Atlanta. Who else is in Atlanta? A bunch of the stripper hoes moved to Atlanta.
A lot of warrants.
So it's very cliche.
In Atlanta.
It used to be. A lot of those people you just mentioned got turned out and are back in New York and New Jersey. A lot of those people couldn't make the shift, and a big shift has happened. When's the last time you've been there? You go to Atlanta.
I went to Atlanta. I took an acting class in Atlanta. I had an audition in Atlanta, I want to say 5 months ago.
Okay.
I wasn't there very long. I flew in for my audition.
Media-wise,
it's
out. Popping. Now, I myself, I'm not going there to fuck with any New York, stragglers down there. I'm very
smart man.
I'm very anti-New York.
Smart man.
When I get to Atlanta, I'm going there to be a part of the business that is booming. It's booming like a motherfucker. Now, all of that, trying to be on reality TV and rappers in their 50s trying to revive their careers, all that shit is not popping. That's not happening.
I think a lot of people move to Atlanta with those
expectations,
those dreams, and but to your point, they were calling at one point Atlanta. What was it, Black Hollywood?
Black Hollywood,
right?
Yeah. There's a lot of money being pumped into that town, and I'm excited to head down there. I'm moving my entire operation down there. I'm leaving Pennsylvania, and I'm excited about it.
You should be.
Yeah.
First of all, to start anything, especially with your, and I'm not going to talk about your past, but
you can. I'm cool.
No,
let's go. You don't let everybody do that shit. Let's go.
Well, some of my thoughts about Star's past is not really about Star, so I don't want to talk about it. But It's well documented. Star's. I'm not even going to say ascension because I don't remember impact. Yes. I wish that impact was still prominent today. I hate radio. I listen to sports talk radio.
Okay.
That's what I listen to. I'm really big into sports. I don't know why Loose Cannon is here with Stars, but he says he's into sports, but he doesn't really talk about baseball. I don't understand that, but we'll speak at another time. I get it. It's long, it's boring. We'll get to that later. But
I'm very proud of my impact with regards to urban media. And I'm flattered that people still, till this day, reach out to me about things that I educated them on.
Well, it was an error. It was an error that a lot of people are aware of. Where's I think I asked you this last time I saw you.
Buck Wild. Yeah.
I asked you that last time I saw you as well.
Buck is he lives in jail.
And that was the answer last
time.
time.
And he comes out to hang out with us every once in a while. He spends his weekends in jail now.
Okay.
But Buck Wild is my main nigga on the trigger. There will always be a star in Buck Wild.
Who are you bringing with you to Atlanta to start your business?
I have a small team because I'm doing different media projects. It's not anybody that you would probably know. And I'm very excited that I have a new team because you have to have fresh minds,
yes,
fresh ideas, and a fresh perspective.
I don't care if I know them or not. I'm more concerned with how excited you are about their talent level.
Well, I've been talked into the Atlanta move, and then I had to see it for myself because for the last maybe 17 years, I detested Atlanta. I was like, oh man, fuck all them New York niggas down there and ratchet bitches going down there trying to strip and yada yada yada. And when I started to investigate the influx of money that's being poured into that goddamn place, I had no choice but to acknowledge it. So my team is a very young team, people under 30.
Are they based in Atlanta? Or are you bringing them?
No. I'm bringing two people with me, and Buck Wild will more than likely come with me.
Okay.
He knows too much. I either have to bring him along or kill him.
Or kill him.
So he'll be involved in some way, shape, or form.
The parole board will let that happen.
Yeah. I don't necessarily know if we're going to do anything starring Buck Wild related, but it's a new journey that I'm excited about.
Now, when you get there, and this is another reason that I've always loved you. So I'm very unapologetic about who I am.
Okay.
It just is what it is. You take it or leave it. If you leave it, I don't really give two shits anyway. So I get that. I've always gotten that from you as well. When you get there in this different position,
right.
Will we see a more toned down star? Because you're wearing a different hat. Well, you're going to be on air. You would have to be on air, even though it's your shit.
Well, you see, I grew up aspiring to be a businessman. That's it. So all of this media stuff that you guys know me as, or by way of, that's cool. But that's just one
secondary.
It's one dimension of who I am. I've been eating high up off the hog for a lot of years. I do very well in Pennsylvania. I would never say what it is that I do in Pennsylvania, but before you guys, and when I say you guys, I'm talking about the urban audience. Before you even heard of me, I was making business moves behind the scenes that were very productive, lucrative, and nothing entailed, controversy, so to speak. But wearing a different hat is nothing to me. I mean, if I told you what I did right now in Pennsylvania, you'd probably be shocked. But I run two companies.
Well, for me, to me, you're a genius. I wouldn't be shocked.
Thank you, man.
What I'm saying is, though, like we were mic checking in here. Let me tell the audience, we were mic checking in here because it took a fucking hour to fucking set up. And really, hey Pat, wherever you at in there, I never want to come in here and wait an hour. I don't. This has to be set up.
I beat Joe Budden to the studio today, folks. Go ahead.
Yeah, Star was on time, and then I was a little late, and then we sat here for an hour, fucking doing absolutely nothing. But outside of that, we were mic checking, and as soon as I heard Star's voice, he said, "Mic check, mic check." I said, "Yep, that's it." So while I don't doubt the other hats, you can't ignore your on air. What is it? Not controversy. Because I think you're way more layered than controversy.
Yeah.
You're on air persona. Yeah.
Well, I am who I am. I'm not a radio personality. I'm not a comedian.
That's why I don't think it's controversy.
Right.
Like me, people say, people say a lot of things about me. But people say, what they're saying now is that I'm an attention whore. And in my head, I always laugh because I hate attention. If people knew me, I'm so introverted. I just get attention. So I don't think, I never thought you were controversial, but you just caused controversy for whatever
Well,
reason.
I'm from just like Rory asked me when we first met if I was from Brooklyn. That's what you said. Mm-hmm. And I said, fuck no, I'm from New Jersey. The beautiful suburbs, Scotch Plains. And I
Which is a beautiful suburb.
Yeah.
For the people that don't know about New Jersey.
I'm proud of my mother and father, how they put it down, and the private schools they sent me to. I actually broke my parents' heart when I didn't go to college. So I am who I am. And how I speak, what I speak about, and the way I speak is that's just me. Now, that may work in certain circles. In some circles, it may not. But I'm not going to denounce who I am and how I think and how I communicate. I was born in '64. I'm proud of my age.
Yeah, no, age is something to be proud of.
I'm proud of my age.
People are dying fucking daily, so age is something to be proud of.
Yeah.
When the young people keep calling me an old fuck, I'll be 36 at the end of the month, August 31st.
I'm excited to tell people how old I am. Sometimes I even exaggerate and say I'm 56.
Yeah, like that's not an insult, young people, that you old.
It's not.
Hopefully, y'all will get there one day as well. Yeah, and we'll show you how to do this.
So to go back to what you asked me about wearing different hats, you know that's just business, man. That's just business. I came here, again, early '80s, and I was never a student of radio. I didn't know anything about, the only thing I knew about radio was that my older brother listened to a guy by the name of Frankie Crocker growing up.
Frankie Crocker.
And I listened to a guy named Paco from Disco 92, WKTU, back in those days before.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah. Paco, this is Paco, baby. So that was my only radio knowledge. But I was more interested in David Sarnoff. You ever heard that name?
Yes.
Okay, I was more interested in his journey and running a business. So to answer your question, Atlanta, I'm looking forward to being a businessman, not necessarily being on the microphone, leading some type of fucking outspoken radio, journey. I'm actually going to be incorporating other people to do things that I'm going to need them to do by way of purchasing radio stations.
When is this happening? I need to keep my eye on all of these things.
I got one more piece of property to sell in Pennsylvania, so hopefully I can get the fuck out of here in the next 3 months.
I hope you can make the adjustment. One of the reasons that I
love the South.
Leave.
Love the South.
Well, I love the South as well.
Yeah.
Big adjustment, PA to Atlanta, though. Not
necessarily. You see, in PA, I live in the mountains. I'm an organic farmer, so moving to the South that's not any big transition.
I don't, and I know Atlanta's the South, but I'm see, my family's from South Carolina.
Okay.
So Atlanta's it's a city to me. Yeah. It's a city.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're in that lifestyle, if you're hanging down on Peters Street, if you're out there, doing all that, turning up shit after night, but I'm going down there to handle business and to possibly mack a 400-pound white bitch.
You like big bitches?
Big bitches know how to keep their man, pleased. I'll just
they got all types of big bitch myths.
Big bone bitches.
I'm not rolling with all of the... Hey, let me be very clear. I don't believe all of the big bitch myths. The same way I don't believe all of the skinny bitch myths today. Oh, the skinny bitches got divas. But bitch, you ain't measuring shit.
I'll take a skinny bitch, but as long as they know off the top, I don't pay for manis and petties. As long as we understand that.
Wait now, so...
We can rock.
So wait, fat bitches don't get manis and petties?
I don't pay for them.
Oh. You're going to pay for them when you go to Atlanta and get that fucking thing. You ain't going to talk all this business shit, own your own shit, and you ain't going to pay for a manny and a petty.
Paid for a manny and a petty.
So what do you do to court? How do you court? How does Star court? I want to hear about it. Tell me. Do you court?
Yes. I consider myself to be a compassionate, understanding gentleman.
Bitches don't care about that. That ain't courting today, is it?
Well, see, I don't.
Fat bitches might.
I don't really intertwine with a lot of bitches in terms of my close network. Even though they are all bitches, but in terms of the ones that I let really get close to me, they have to be more cut from the lady cloth as opposed to the ratchet, loudmouth bitch type. Yeah.
Are we listening to any music currently? Anything? I hate everything damn near. I don't listen to hip hop too much though. That's just me.
I've never been a hip hop connoisseur.
I know.
And I say that respectfully.
No, I know.
I can say that, I was fucking with Kurt Cobain's
Kurt Cobain.
Drink in My Cup.
I like that song.
I like Soulja Boy. I think Soulja Boy's a great businessman, along with being a decent rapper.
Spit that rap. Spit the line.
I saw Soulja Boy when my lady made me watch Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I've never seen one episode of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood ever. Let me just be on the record. I know I was on the show, so people might think I watched that show. I've never seen that show. So Soulja Boy's on the show. Yeah. Wait, a lot of people on that show.
Soulja Boy's got swag.
This is the one that just came out last week.
Yes, Ray J is on that show. Soulja Boy.
Lil Fizz.
Yes, and I like him.
Yeah,
I like Lil Fizz on that show. He sounds so sensible. And I'm like, wait, why am I agreeing with Lil Fizz? I feel away. He was great. Wait, Fetty Wap is on that show. Man. Wait.
Now, you're not doing reality TV anymore?
No.
Okay.
No. I did reality television.
Fetty Wap was on that show.
What'd you say?
I had no idea Fetty Wap
Fetty
was on that
Wap
show. That kind of breaks my heart.
And that's...
I don't think he needs that.
Lil Fizz, whose real name is Drew, I think, he just moved back in with his baby's mama. The hater misses nothing. But
yes.
Good for him.
He told that Nicki bitch. And I feel kind of bad because I was just hanging out with the Nicki bitch. I didn't agree with nothing. That wasn't me.
She was hanging out with you because Fizz moved in with the baby mother.
I felt Fizz on that. I don't know why Fetty Wap is on that show. I'm a little confused about that. Now, wait a minute. No, I'm not, because we've been documenting Fetty Wap on this podcast for quite some time.
Okay.
And I said, I'm a little worried about what's about to happen with him after this run. I felt like Kevin Liles and the good folk over there at 300 were milking the cow for everything they could get out of Fetty Wap, and I felt like it was going to be tough
Kevin
afterward.
Liles from Def Jam.
Yes.
Okay, he's still in the game.
Yeah, him and Leor have a company called 300.
Okay.
And that's who Fetty Wap had all of his success with.
That's right. I'm sorry, because Kevin was or is managing...
well, he's managing Trey Songz still.
He was with Sean and Jeezy, but now just with Trey.
But 300, they had Migos. They're no longer there, right?
From my understanding, they still are. They have Young Thug.
Oh, because Leor put out a quote that said Migos is still signed to 300.
Leor knows how to play it.
Can I go totally left for a second?
I love Left.
Do you know Deb Antony?
That name sounds very familiar.
Come on, Deb Antony, Waka Flocka's mother.
Yes.
Do you know her?
I know. I've never met her.
Okay.
I've never met her. No.
I'm trying to holler at her.
What? Why?
I'm as serious as colon cancer.
Okay, but why? For a business? You trying to bring her to the station?
No. I'm trying to
Queen's
holler
legend.
You're trying to holler at...
She's Atlanta-based now, from what I know.
Flocka, with all due respect.
Well, he clearly did his homework on Atlanta, so you know.
Well, no, this has nothing to do with television or anything. I've been trying to holler at her for about a year, and she doesn't take my text messages anymore. I think I got.
What was the last text that you sent?
Can you hang on a second, White
Of course. Go ahead, sir.
I think I got a little saucy one night, and I was drunk texting her, and she may have either blocked my number, and I just want to know if you knew her.
Oh no, I don't. I don't have a means of communication with her. Okay. You know, this is what
Do you know Walker?
Yeah. I think he might have changed his number though since the last time I tried to. I'm trying to
holler at Deb Antony.
Well, she's on Twitter, right?
I'm blocked.
Well, hey, but when you block somebody's number,
Joe, I'm not bullshitting.
No, I believe you.
She's got some pretty fucking eyes. I mean, I'm old school, and I hate to use that term. I was in Atlanta a couple of months ago trying to holler at her. I said, "Hey, I'm at the Marriott downtown. Can we have coffee?" Nothing.
See, that's how he courts. See, that's kind of one of my lines on the low. Coffee, ice cream, and pizza. Women, I don't trust it.
I just want to put that out there since we're having a real conversation tonight.
So. And if she listens, if you're out there, Deb.
No, she's not fucking with me. She made that clear, but I just want to see if you had some type of...
Oh, wait, so she made that clear? Wait, you left that part out of the story. All I heard was she stopped returning texts.
No, she didn't say, fuck out of here.
But
I'm... That's what I'm getting,
Oh,
so,
man.
we can move on. I just want to, put myself out there for a second.
Be vulnerable.
And I'm real like that.
So what if Deb Anthony said, you know what, Star? Check this out. You don't pay for manis and petties. I'm not really fucking with a nigga.
I never will.
I'm not fucking with a nigga that's not paying for a mani and petty.
She can pay for her own manis and petties, but
yeah, Deb is doing well for herself.
That's not even what this is about. So,
no, I know.
No. I like her persona. I like aggressive businesswomen.
She comes off that way.
I love that about her.
That's attractive. Her personality does pop off of the screen. But wait, Deb is on the Atlanta one. I haven't seen that one.
I don't even want to talk about what she's on television because that's not what this is about. This is some other shit. So we can move on.
I just want to know if she's still there.
I don't even know.
She is still there, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch the last season, but she was on prior to that.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything. Anything in the world.
Will you be responding to Mickey Factz?
You know what? I want to. I want to.
Please do.
I want to.
Please do.
Just to let him know he can't tie my fucking shoe.
We can't have darkies running around here
just
like
to let
that.
him know.
Joe?
Just to smack him around and put him
Now
in
we're
his
talking.
fucking place.
Now we're talking.
Because
he pulled out the camera.
Because I'm in his. I liked it. I did.
It was fire.
Man, I'm gonna tear that boy up. He better leave me alone.
Please put that darky in his place because he was talking reckless about light skinned niggas and their feelings. Hey, I was like, whoa.
See, but my thing with Mickey Factz, this is why I don't really respect it. This is why I don't really respect. And I'm not never gonna pull the status card because that's whack. But why is he doing that? Why?
That's why I'm shocked. Nigga, why? Where'd this come from?
That's why I feel like I would need to know more. I would like to know why he did that.
It's the dark skin hate that is within him and most darkies towards light skinned cats like ourselves. You have to give him.
Mickey Factz is a credible MC.
Yeah.
He's an above average MC.
You have to give him some balls. Can we start the official countdown to Joe Budden?
No, you Mickey, baby. You're not important enough to get a countdown.
Okay.
We're not counting down to a Mickey Factz diss. I'm just not living. I don't have to live that way today. Okay. But I told him I was going to respond.
Yeah, you have to.
And he keeps he's tweeting me, hey, yo, we still waiting. I'm like, oh, God. Life has been occurring, and I've been very, very busy, so I haven't done any new rapping since Mickey Factz has dissed me, or I was busy dissing somebody else. But now that that's over with, the second I get back in a studio, Mickey Factz is too easy of like a target.
Please make it all personals, please.
We'll see what happens.
Thank you.
I don't want Mickey Factz to be listening because some blog is going to pick this up.
I'm going to tell him tomorrow. I sat down with Joe Budden and he's coming for your black ass.
No, I DM'd him and I told him, hey, you better be careful because you're going to get your ass kicked as soon as I get in the studio.
I'll hit that dark-skinned nigga on Twitter tonight and say, hey, I just sat down with Joe Budden. He's coming for you, darky.
I fuck with Mickey Factz. And I fuck with, I'm from a different generation, so I fuck with competitive rapping. I'm not with everybody being friends and unified and so I'm all for and I like Mickey Factz. And that's my man. I have
fuck all that liking shit. Please light his ass up.
Well, that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
I have no problem liking and respecting and acknowledging an MC skill set and tearing them the fuck up. I have no problem doing that.
He was holding that shit inside for quite some time. You can hear it.
Mickey Factz is going to get fucking killed.
Rory, what's going on with you, man? You're from Hollis, Queens.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was waiting for me to speak again. I'm sorry, Star.
No, I had to feel you out, man, to see if you really had anything to bring to the microphone or whether you just, bumping your gums.
Here's the thing. I am of the belief that shutting the fuck up sometimes is a lost art. And I think two great people were speaking, and I wanted to let that rock. I didn't want to interrupt with something that I didn't really have anything to do.
Are you a producer, a rapper, or anything, or what?
No, I'm not a rapper at all.
Thank
I've worked
Lord.
in the. Oh my god.
Are you a coach?
I got a 16 ready. No.
You look like Mac. Who does that guy? You look like Mac Miller, right?
Mac Miller. I guess.
Are you a culture
you do look
vulture?
like Mac Miller.
No, I wouldn't say. I grew up in the hip hop community, and I think I give back just as much as I take.
I was just bullshitting because hip hop's not a culture, number one, and no, number two, you're more hip hop than I am. So I was just fucking with you, but
it's fine. I just wanted to answer the question directly.
Have been exchanged. Yeah, you have been kind of quiet.
Well, no, again, back to my point of shutting the fuck up is underrated sometimes. And I think there was something great going on between the two of you. And I'm probably, I'll humbly say, the least most important person in this conversation that people want to hear right now.
A lot of respect for this man. Even
And
though
I think that's
Even
fine.
though he's not a Jew. If you were a Jew, well, that's another story. Anyway.
Irish Catholic, opposite of it.
He's been reaching out to me, and again, I do appreciate you being so patient. I wanted to come here, 2 months ago and chop it up with Joe. But again, man, thank you for being patient and persistent, and just want to say salute.
Of course, this was something that I wanted to see happen, not more for me, but for the two of y'all to sit down and speak, because I think that's something that our listeners want to hear.
Another question for you, if you don't mind.
I love questions.
Are you and Cameron cool?
Cool. What's cool? Cool is relative.
There's rapper.
There's rapper.
Are there any issues?
No,
Okay.
no issues.
Are you and Jadakiss cool?
Yeah, no issues. I don't have issues with anybody. If anybody has an issue with me, then that's some shit that's inside of them.
Might I make a suggestion? Just my crazy offbeat.
I want to hear it.
You, Cameron, and Jadakiss in the studio.
I reached out to Cam. I was doing my A Loose Quarter mixtape. This was in 2000, and I want to say 11 or 12.
Okay.
And I reached out to Cam.
Well, it's 2016 now.
Yeah, but
And
how active is Cam rapping?
Cam was just spitting some crazy heat on Instagram. Crazy.
I don't know if I follow Cam. I do follow Cam on Instagram.
It's a great follow.
Crazy.
No, I do follow him on
He's a great
Instagram.
follow on Instagram.
But I'm not really. I haven't been on Instagram.
Well, if I can
Was
just,
he?
Again, if I can just say this, because you see, hip hop, sadly, is filled with disposable heroes.
Good term.
Yes, sadly.
Good term.
And a lot of young people don't necessarily look towards the architects for guidance. And I just think that you, Killer Cam, and Jadakiss, I think that all three of you guys are top 10 best that have ever done it.
Thank you.
That are alive. And the same way, rock and roll legends get together and make, classic albums. Not saying you guys have to make a fucking album, but, just...
I would like to hear that. Cam and Kiss.
Killer Cam and Jadakiss, just spit some heat on 3 tracks. I think that would be fine. I think that would give New York or the New York tri-state area something to really appreciate, because it's like, you all three of you guys, still, in my opinion, and I'm sure in the opinion of many others, are
I would love to. I love
are the
Cam.
best who have ever done it. And I'm nobody's fucking fan. I'm saying that to you to your face. I think you guys, if you find the time, if not, just
To follow
if
up
you
on
find
his point, when you're done moving, to follow up on his point, I think hip hop's the only genre where consistency is not championed. I think every other genre, consistency is admired, especially within rock and roll, with all these reunion tours and people coming out of their way to fill these stadiums. I mean, shit, you ain't had a hit in 5 years, fuck you. That's the mentality of hip hop, unfortunately.
Sadly.
Bunch of fickle fucktards.
So I do think we would love if you, Cam, and Jada got on a record, but I guarantee it would be fucking everyone born after Biggie died saying, why are these old fucks still trying to stay relevant?
That word is really. I keep hearing that word lately. Relevant.
That's not
relevant.
My definition of relevant. They're
Irrelevant. I'm on the side of the music. I wouldn't give a fuck if none of these gentrified Brooklyn kids like that song. I just do shit because Cam's an amazing MC. Kiss is an amazing MC. Kiss would do that. I know Kiss is supposed to be working on a project with Fab right now. And again, if Cam is active, then that can happen.
He's active.
Does he have something coming?
Cam is active. Can we just go with that? You see,
Can we just keep it there? Let's not try to get more information out of it.
Let's not try and push it into an area where he might be offended by what you're saying.
No. Cam's not sensitive. See, I don't get along with sensitive people.
Okay.
I'm well, and anybody who is sensitive, it just doesn't work well. Cam's not sensitive.
You,
Kiss
Cam, and
sensitive.
Jadakiss, and you know what you would call it? Not that you would want my opinion.
We wouldn't want your opinion on
Okay,
titling.
okay.
We're not on titling.
I'll shut up.
Your A&R work at this point is finished.
Thank you.
We could put it through his Atlantic network. It'd be great.
Are you familiar with the Manhattan Project?
No.
Google that, white boy.
The Manhattan Project. I will Google it.
Let's you and I talk,
not.
and then I want him to read what the Manhattan Project was, because it's. I think it would play in. But anyway,
Does Wikipedia have a quick thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Give him a second there. Let's see how fast his white boy is.
Hey, let me tell you something. If that Star's angle that he's going for a title,
You got it?
I don't know what it is.
You got it?
The
But I like it.
project was a research and development project that produced the first nuclear weapons during World War II. It was led by the United States with support of the United Kingdom and Canada. From 1942 to 1946, the project was under direction of the U.S. Army Corps and a bunch of physicists of names I cannot pronounce.
Yeah.
Hey,
These are the men who sat around and thought of the nuclear bombs and created the bombs. That's all. Anyway, let's move on, man. Hey,
that's pretty fucking dope. I like that.
I think so.
See how stupid it is? That's why you say you should never tell people to shut up. You just shouldn't. I like that as a title. I do. We'll get to that. Hey, Cam. Call me. Hey, Cam, have your people call my people. No, I would never do that to Cam. I have to have way too much respect to ever talk to Cam like that.
He was riding down the FDR recently, and he was spitting some crazy shit. I said, whoa. I had to wake up and fucking, just get a cup of fucking coffee. And that night I did a show, Cameron, top 10 greatest dead or alive.
Well, Star, I say all the time that the MCs it's like having a jump shot. The MCs will always be able to MC. Mm-hmm. So Cam, I keep saying, is he active? But it don't fucking matter. Yeah, I cannot write a rap for 5 years, and when I sit down and write one, it's like riding a bike. So I'd love to hear that from him.
Okay. Anything else you want to ask me? Because my bedtime is 11:30.
What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Oh yeah.
I got more time. I just want to just make sure.
No, I didn't know what time it was.
10 p.m.
What's television on?
More internet than television. Yeah, I'm a crazy internet surfer.
Give me some of your favorite sites that you surf then.
Mainly philosophy, religion, history. I do a lot of pop culture stuff as well, but I do more research with regards to American history because I constantly think that where we're headed is somewhere very unique. So I want to have an understanding of where we've been.
I've said that a lot too. We got to look at where we've been to know where we're going. I would like to know some of those American histories. So I'd like to do some of that same research you did so I can be well versed in that information. Because I would like to talk about some of those beliefs that you have at some point. Okay. They're not on air. I'm not doing that on air. Okay, so all right, so we don't watch TV. We don't care too much about music.
In the morning I watch CNN, MSNBC, HLN. I bounce back and forth. But I more so do internet research by way of news, and whether it be Reuters or AP or something like that. I like everybody else, I have to have my news fast.
Yeah, which is why the internet is so great. Yeah, the internet, the shit TV is getting shit from the fucking.
I also do a lot of obscure websites with regards to news. I don't just do the mainstream stuff because, of course, everything there is contrived and
100%.
Yeah,
as 100%. Far as mainstream, I like BBC because I feel it's a bit more objective than an American news network. So
I try not to believe any of that. I try not to believe any of that. Fucking, it is contrived. I don't want to talk about my beliefs.
But I'm a heavy internet surfer, or as you guys like to say, troll.
That word is becoming very popular.
It has been.
Since when?
No, it's becoming popular to be a troll.
Okay,
I'll
buy it. I'll buy it.
Well, if you ask me, I'm one of your earliest trolls, but I call it objective hating. You guys call it trolling. So I have no problem with
I don't know if there's very much objective in the trolls now, though.
I would agree with what you said.
I don't know if there's much being objective there. I think it's just trying to grab more attention, and I think it's a very.
I would agree.
I think it's sick that people are sitting at their computers and at their phones thinking that it's like a satisfaction to get a reply from somebody. Right. It's a very sick way to think.
I want to talk about somebody who I vowed to never talk about.
Uh-oh.
And I wonder if there's a way I can say his name.
Africa Bambaataa?
Saying it. No, not Africa Bambaataa. I'll say so. There's a letter running around that was written to DJ Vlad.
Okay.
Okay, I know you're talking.
And this is from, help me here, whose brother wrote this?
I believe it was his uncle, Bankroll Fresh.
Bankroll Fresh wrote.
It was his uncle that wrote the letter to Vlad.
Okay.
And I mean, what was it? It was 2 pages. It was very well written.
Okay.
Whoever wrote it, and the point was, I think, what was he calling him, a culture vulture? But he was saying, how could you? You're just not a journalist, and you're just exploiting, and it was. I think
more or less what he was saying was, you put people on that couch for clickbait, not the truth, because you didn't go for both sides. You grabbed a gentleman that had clickbait material coming out of his mouth and then did not reach out to any of us to get our side of the story on an ongoing case.
So now, is that trolling? Not the letter.
I think
I'm talking about what Homeboy does.
I think clickbait and trolling are in the same
Okay,
realm.
you talking about Vlad?
Yes.
Okay. I know Vlad very well.
Fuck Vlad. I hate Vlad, by the way.
Okay. Well, you asked me a question.
I didn't ask you if you know Vlad. I asked you if I don't care if you. I don't got fuck Vlad.
Okay.
Let me be very clear. But is what he does considered trolling? Do you think he's trolling? You know him. Tell me about it. You gonna defend this fuck shit he does?
Vlad is one of my main niggas on the trip.
You're bringing Vlad to Atlanta? Oh, man.
Can you hold on a second?
Oh, what the fuck?
Vlad is one of my main, and Vlad doesn't use the N-word, by the way. But I call him I call him sometimes one of my main wiggers on the trigger. Mm-hmm. But in reality, Vlad loves hip hop. He knows hip hop. He is hip hop.
What? What?
DJ Vlad.
You're not gonna troll me on my own fucking podcast. You're not gonna troll me on my DJ.
No. I'd like to hear his.
If you ask me, I think Vlad uses very good judgment at times. He can be sensitive. He can also be arrogant. But he does hear people out. There's a lot of shit that he doesn't put up on Vlad TV that you don't know about. There's a lot of people who come to him wanting to snitch and wanting to do shit that is totally foul, that would cause lawsuits, and he pumps the brakes. He has conference calls with his staff. He uses what I consider to be good judgment. No, I don't.
In what percentage of the time?
I think,
because you acknowledge that he doesn't always.
Well, I think he uses good judgment more than not.
Okay.
So I don't have to critique his website to say, this percentage of not caring. Yeah, I don't think Vlad is a culture vulture at all. I think maybe he might be misunderstood or misperceived by some. But if you look at Vlad TV, why get mad at him? Why not get mad at some of the other pioneers of hip-hop who have not started fucking websites? Why is KRS-One running around still calling himself a fucking prophet, but he doesn't have a platform, a social media platform that equals up to shit?
Does KRS-One need a social media platform?
He most certainly should have one.
Not what I asked you. Does he need one?
Yes, he needs one.
Tell me why.
You're calling yourself the teacher. You're calling yourself a prophet.
He's called himself these things well before there was a social media.
And that's the reason why he should stay up.
Oh, because he's not teaching.
Exactly.
On social media.
And there's many others. Don't get mad at the guy who has taken the reins of something and encompassed it. I fuck with Vlad heavy. I love Vlad.
Well, that's clear.
Hang on. I love Vlad TV. I fuck with Q heavy. Q and I have never met, but I love World Star. I love that site. I wish I had started that fucking site.
We all wish that we started World Star. Well, I do anyway. World Star's great.
And there's many other sites. There's many other people that have taken the reins of hip hop, if you will, the genre, not a culture, centralized it, and capitalized on it. And they use, again, what I consider to be good judgment in certain areas that we will never know the intricate details. I won't give you the names, but there's a couple of famous drug dealers from the New York Tri-City area that I know personally reached out to Vlad that wanted to go to him with paperwork. These old niggas who used to be that nigga back in the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. And they want to snitch now. they want to snitch.
So,
And I'm not going to give you a name, but I've seen the paperwork, and Vlad has asked me, hey, man, what should I do with this? And I say, hey, stay away from that, man. So he does ask other people's opinion. He just doesn't do something, throw it out there and to see what sticks. He uses what I consider to be good judgment. And
so he's not trolling. That's almost disappointing to hear.
To backtrack to the KRS-One.
Hang on. I didn't say he's not. Yeah, but everybody trolls.
I don't.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
Tell me when. Somebody tell me when. Well, first of all, before you do that, tell me the definition of troll.
Exactly.
Tell me the definition of troll
now,
first.
If you pay attention to certain things by way of social media, then to some degree you could be trolling. And as I said when we first sat down, you are one of the early social engineers.
But that's not trolling. If you are utilizing the platform, I'm not saying that
you were engineering, but before Love and Hip Hop came about, you were filming yourself and Tahiri.
Yes.
I remember the episode about your fucking thumb.
Yes. Nobody liked that episode. I thought it was very informative. Well, maybe because I was scared as a fuck. I had some shit oozing out of my finger. My thumb already looks like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And when have you ever seen a rapper just go to the fucking doctor? And
but and again, I don't have to sit here and defend Vlad. But
no, we off him. Now I just want to talk about trolling.
Okay.
What is the definition of trolling?
Everyone pays attention to something on the internet. Everyone.
Yes.
So if you want to call it troll, I don't call it trolling. I call it being objective myself, even though we have more people now that are more hateful than the KKK. Motherfuckers that are hiding behind fake AVIs or pictures and doing some of the most racist shit, everybody to some degree is trolling. But you can't hate Vlad because he'll take somebody's fucking Twitter comments and make a story off of it. Why? Why would you hate that?
Well, I don't think. All right. So that's a good place to start because we have two different definitions.
Page views per user. That's what he taught me. Page views per user. And those are the things that, if you're going to be in this social media game, you have to understand.
Okay. But what you just said and what trolling or my understanding of trolling is a bit different. Now, so let me make sure I understand my understanding of trolling first. What's your understanding of trolling?
Trolling would be, to a degree, saying something online to get a reaction in a negative way.
In a negative way? Is it only in a negative way? Because if that's going to be the definition, if we take off that word negative,
because
then Star is correct, and everybody trolls in some form or fashion.
I've been sarcastic on Twitter, and I've been called a troll for doing it.
I think the word personally is getting old. Troll. I think it's pretty much run its course. I think it's becoming more of a normality now. The way we act on social media. I think that the young people today that are 5, 10, and 15 years of age, I think that what we used to consider snitching is now the norm for them. For them to get up on IG or Facebook and all this other stuff and to say, hey, I'm here with so and so. He's turned up on these bitches and these bitches just put rocks in their mystic and they're sucking dick over here.
The point of
that's normal shit now.
The point of social media is documenting
that
everything,
used to be
which is snitching.
That used to be snitching to us. Yo, my nigga, how are you putting pictures on Snapchat with me fucking this bitch raw? And I got wifey at home.
That's still snitching to me.
To us, yes, but to the newer generation, that's the norm.
Instagramming.
That's the norm.
That's normal.
Normal behavior.
I can't say that I've ever said anything online specifically for a reaction. I can't say that I've said anything. Well, no, specifically for a certain reaction. We all have said something for a reaction.
If you put your sneaker collection up on IG, and
I would like somebody to compliment it.
Well, compliment it, yes, but just keep in mind that somewhere somebody is gonna say, hey, I know where that motherfucker lives, and the wolves are coming to get that collection. Now, would that be snitching? The person who tells where you live, probably so, but by today's standards, no one gives a fuck. They're coming to get the collection. It's a different mindset. So I guess what I'm trying to say is,
still snitching to me.
Okay, well, sure, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, and again, I don't have to sit here and defend Vlad, but don't hate him for pioneering or being a social engineer.
Well, no, I hate him for way better reasons.
Okay. Well, he is arrogant. I will say that he's arrogant. But
it kind of feels like it's pioneering the fuck shit. It's like putting people on a couch that shouldn't have an opinion. Not all the time. Not all the time.
well,
I mean, I said all the time.
hip hop loves the fuck shit. Let's be
that's
clear.
That's very true. I will not disagree with
let's
you at
be
all.
clear. Hip hop.
That's why Vlad has one of the number one sites in the world.
Yeah.
I'm saying from my personal
Hip hop
standpoint.
loves the fuck shit.
I think, for example,
Does
that
Vlad have
bankroll,
one of the number one sites in
he
the
does.
world?
Yes. Well, in our
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
in-
Well, let's
in
be
that
clear.
market. Yeah.
All right,
In our market.
because if that was telling information, if he does,
It's got
then
one,
shit.
it's got one of the
apologies.
highest Alexa,
Yes.
Alexa
Yes.
rankings.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm aware of that.
But for example, that bankroll fresh thing, I personally think that that's something that should not be put on a couch and recorded and put online for people to laugh and tweet about.
He does some things in bad taste.
But at the same time, we want to see niggas get shot, streamed on Facebook.
Same on World Star. People get knocked out and shot every day on World Star.
I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see homeboy put the gun to his cheek with the blood and all that. That was too much. Certain things just shouldn't be online.
But most people want to see that. Sadly.
But is that journalism just because you're catering to
No.
retards?
But by today's standards, yes, that's journalism. Yes.
that still wasn't
That's
the question.
terrifying.
That was still wasn't
No,
the
I
question.
don't know. Catering to retards, is that journalism?
No.
By
Not following up and
Well,
doing the correct steps.
Hang on.
Getting the truth from
by
both
today's
sides.
standards, that's journalism.
Star, you
Sadly.
when you put by today's standards in front of anything, yeah. Shit is fucked up today. But we don't come from today.
Why do we celebrate the Kardashian family?
Who is we?
America.
I have no idea. Oh,
America.
I would love to know. I have my own ideas about America.
One of the top-rated shows in the history of television. Why do we celebrate that low-life behavior, dumb shit? And do any of those girls even have a fucking college degree? Maybe the little short old one, whatever. What is her name?
I don't know any of their names. I know. No, that's not true. I know Chloe. The other stuff's okay.
Kim,
I think
Kim.
maybe Courtney has a college degree.
Okay.
I don't know, but by today's standards, why do we celebrate them? So if you're asking about journalism, trolling, snitching, yada yada, it's all one big pot of bullshit.
So I'll still pick on Vlad. It's just a bigger issue.
Okay. Hey guys,
We're just specifically speaking
thank
about
you.
Vlad.
I've enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you. I have.
Good to see you again, man.
I have to see you more. I have to. You're such a bevy of information.
Thank you, man.
I know you're going down to Atlanta. Are you going to be up here frequently, or it's going to be?
I'm
a
still in
full-time
Pennsylvania, but I'm moving the operation to Atlanta, and I'm going to be there for at least.
Well, he's still got a property to sell, and that ain't quick.
I got a buyer. I guess man on the hook.
Thing? All right.
He got. Is he approved?
Pre-approved, yes.
Everybody's pre-approved. Everybody's pre-approved.
They put down a deposit.
Hey, now that's a little. Hey, okay. Hey, he might be in Atlanta sooner than we think.
We would love to have you back.
But listen,
anytime.
Atlanta's a fucking 2.5 hour flight away,
Yeah.
and I'm sure I'll be there at some point. But yeah, thank you for coming, Cannon. Thank you as well. I would love to see you soon too, so we can talk sports. You got away. I'm big sports guy, big sports guy for me. So yeah, we'll get that popping too. And that shit, that was
Great. I don't have anything.
I was so happy
I was
with what
happy
just
to,
occurred. Personally,
man.
I
Thank you.
don't even give a fuck if people want to hear this shit or not.
As vocal
for
and-
me,
and-
this was amazing.
As vocal and opinionative as
Well,
I
I
am on this podcast, I'm glad I got to listen.
And I'll
to
say
it.
this again, man, because I don't need to stroke anybody's ego, but again, you are one of the original social engineers of reality, hip hop television, whatever you want to call it. So if I can just say, please, not that you have to, but don't let people take that away from you. I mean, wear that.
They can't.
Okay.
They can't. That's etched in stone.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, wear that as a badge of honor, man, because, television has gone someplace totally different. I don't know where the fuck it's going, but, you were one of the first.
Yeah.
Salute,
you.
man. That's all. Salute.
Yeah, I wanted to come out there and fuck with the station. If we can, Vlad be in a different part. Can he be in like a
I
different
didn't say
building?
Vlad's coming to Atlanta.
So many words.
I didn't say Vlad's coming to Atlanta. Vlad's in California driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis.
Good for Vlad. Hey, Vlad. Good for you.
I think Ross paid for it for the lawsuit.
Easy.
No.
It was a joke.
Easy.
It was a joke.
No, Vlad's getting money.
No, let's get
I
money.
just
Don't
said
be
he had one of
fooled.
the highest fucking rated sites.
Let's not be. Let's put our hate to the side.
Star,
He's
my
doing
last,
well.
My last question: did you and Big Tigger ever make up?
Where's Big Tigger?
Big Tigger and I shook hands, man. 2005. You know, it's not as serious as you think. I have no enemies, no hatred towards anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's doing radio in DC.
Yeah, he is.
And I think he's allegedly smashed. What's her name from formerly at the Cosby Show? Trudy. What's her name?
Felicia.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know her real name.
Yeah, me
Allegedly,
neither.
he smashed her. I don't know.
Good for him.
I'm probably wrong. I don't want to get sued. Thank you.
Yeah, but is she
Good to see you.
fine?
Thank you.
Thank you, Star. Is Rudy still? Is she cute?
She was aging
Today-
well for a while. I haven't seen her in a couple years.
Some of them
but she was
Cosby-
aging well.
Hey, they need to do some type of Cosby Kids special.
I don't think Cosby Kids is a hot topic right now, Joe. I don't think
darn it.
Cosby Kids is selling
Oh,
right now.
fucking Cosby, man. Jesus. All right, listen, I will name this podcast later. Let me get up and shake this man's hand. Yo, I'm so... I love Star.
Well, I reached out to Star. When were we out in the Poconos when we did that trip with everybody?
That was February.
So maybe even January. I reached out to Star in January about doing this podcast. And I've been wanting to have him on here.
Yeah, he said.
And like I said before, I didn't really want to be part of the podcast when he was on here because he's such a strong personality and you're such a strong personality.
Let me be clear for the listeners out there, and it's just one of the great. Mine and Rory's respect level for that gentleman couldn't be higher.
No. Not at all.
We are like such huge fans and just admirers of all that he has done, even in disagreements. Because let me be very clear, I disagree with a lot of that shit.
Well, I love people that I could disagree
Yes,
with.
it's so healthy for the brain. It exercises. All that shit. That's great. I'm glad he came. Glad he came. Thank you. Oh Jesus. We got to do. It was. What else was there to even talk about? That's how you know that nigga's good.
Yeah, because we had talking
Because there
points.
was a whole slew of shit that we wanted to get into. That who cares? Because that was just great fodder. It was such great conversation. I'm real happy to hear that he's starting his own shit, and I hope it does really well because he's too immensely talented and intelligent.
And I noticed with him, just as much as Angie, with just great radio personalities, even if they're the guest, they're going to dictate the conversation.
100%.
And that's exactly what he did. And that's why you have to leave someone like that to do that because that's what they're great
You
at.
have to allow them. You can't put a listen. That's why I had things that I wanted to talk about with him, but you have to let that conversation take its course.
And him and I were texting before, and I sent him talking points, and he just said copy, and I said to myself, Star just go Star. We might do some talking points, but he just gonna rock because this is what he does for a living.
naturally. I hope to get like that one day. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I think the narrative of radio now is chasing what he built. I think why Charlemagne, and this is not a shot at Charlemagne at all, because I do like what Charlemagne is doing. I think everyone's chasing. Charlemagne is so great right now that everyone's trying to chase what Charlemagne is doing, but that comes from Star's narrative. I think what Ebro's trying to do, and no disrespect to Ebro, I know Ebro has been in radio forever, and I know he was Star's fucking director, whatever that shit is called. But still, what Star does is...
I don't even want to affiliate Star with anyone else just because of his journey.
Yeah.
I just don't. But I will say, speaking of Charlemagne, Charlemagne is from that somewhere. Mm-hmm. And if I trap Charlemagne in a room and play Truth or Truth with him, I think he would feel the same. He would say he feels the same way about Star. I get that he probably can't say that.
I think he's had interviews where people have brought up Star, and I think he's regarded him as someone that he thinks is great.
He would have to. Oh yeah, that he has. I've heard him say Wendy. I've heard him say Angie. I've heard him say Star before. What else is there to even talk about?
There is the Nate Parker thing, but I feel like that's such a long conversation. We might need to save that for another time.
I hope Freddie Gibbs is all right, man.
Well, that's one and the same. Who was Freddie Gibbs' lawyer?
I'm
Because she
not
fucked
sure.
up. I was scrolling by something that said why his lawyer fucked up, and I saw an image of a woman, and my misogynistic ways kicked in. And
Well,
I said,
how did she-
she fuck that up?
How did she fuck up?
I didn't click it because I
What
think
a
that,
dick.
yeah, right.
If she fucked up, I would like to know about it. But I want all of us to say a prayer for Freddie Gibbs. I'm aware that, and hopefully some of y'all are too, that an indictment means absolutely nothing. And I'm still from the school of innocent until proven guilty, even though I know America doesn't operate that way. It just sounds nice. So I'm just going to hope for the best for Freddie Gibbs. I don't even want to talk about it now. I don't.
Yeah, no,
Let's do sleeper songs.
I said with the Nate Parker shit, but I think that's a full conversation in itself. So let's save that for next week. And fantasy football and football in general, I think, is for next week.
Yeah, I agree.
And the night of, and Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Power. Oh my God, Holly's dead. Wait, how do you... Hey, I will say this real quick, and we'll touch more on this during the next podcast. I just want to
Did
go
we
on...
kill her, or did the writers kill her?
I was just about to say, I want to go on record saying all of the people that I know in real life that wanted Holly dead, they're still mad at her. She's dead. Y'all got what y'all wanted, and they are still cursing that bitch's name. And a shout out to Joseph. I'm not familiar with, I'm not going to try and say his last name because I'm going to fuck it up. But boy, did he play that scene. He played that scene. Tommy. He played that scene well. Shout out to, oh my God, Power's getting good. I don't know how the night of is going to, the night of is about to piss me off. I don't know how they're going to close this in 2 more episodes.
I mean, they're really running with the stepfather at this point, and I think the stepfather, if we're going with this narrative, was the gentleman on the motorcycle, and I think in the next episode we will find out that the stepfather does drive a motorcycle. And I don't know if he's going to end up being the killer, but we are going to find out just what I've noticed how this has been written. The stepfather will drive a fucking motorcycle.
And then I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be mad, and then I'm going to curse the night of out. Even though we have been accurately predicting by mistake, because my mentions tell me, Joe and Rory said that nigga was getting tattoos.
Yo, my mentions, as annoyed as my mentions be sometimes I think they be lying on me and I say doper shit than I say. Like, wait, did I really predict that?
I don't like prison Naz.
He's dope. He running the whole shit.
Nah.
Well, how do you feel about him smoking whatever it is? We're not sure what controlled substances it is, but...
Well, you asking the wrong person. I'm
smoking,
all for smoking shit that you don't know what it is.
Sure, Omar, I'll smoke it.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm not all for him being totally oblivious to a trial coming up, but he's been oblivious since day one. So... You know, we'll see what happens. I think that whole white shirt, blue shirt, Omar court shirt thing is going to be important at some point. Not because of the actual shirt thing, but moving forward, he will listen to everything Omar has to say regarding... Wait, why am I saying Omar?
Well, because he's Omar, and Bodie's Bodie. It's HBO. It's The Wire.
It is Omar, man. I just want to see Adebisi come back.
Yeah, but do we think Omar... Well, I mean, I know he is, but I'm going to say... Do we think Omar is playing Nas here? Because I think Nas is much more important to him in prison than he is out of prison.
You talking about next season now. Because they can't get into any of that with 2 more episodes left.
Omar, man, we know that he's the fucking Steph Curry of convicts. So he's playing him and make it look like he's taking care of him. He's not. He playing him. He getting them high. Everyone knows you when you was a pimp, you took the bitches and you got them high so you could control them.
Yeah, but he's already controlling everything.
Well, now, once he gets him hooked to that shit, he's really controlling them now.
Oh, nah. I don't know. We got to watch it play out. But what else is there to talk about? I'll say this, and this
Stranger
is all...
Things I finished today, by the way.
I haven't, so don't tell me shit. And I won't, because I don't have cable or Wi-Fi in my new house.
Oh, well.
But I got a new house, so fuck you.
Without cable.
I only want Wi-Fi. I'll say this, and I'll only say this to I won't even say it. I don't even care about all of that fucking shit. Sleeper songs.
Yeah, we could do sleeper songs.
Yo, my sleeper song last week, I'm glad that all of you enjoyed it just as much as I do. Because I really, truly do love that song. And I want to shout out to Ryan, a.k.a. DJ Badass, who bumped into it on Spotify and let me know about it.
Have you warmed up to Party's album before we get in there?
No.
I've warmed up to it. There's a few records I would have got rid of.
It's a horrible album.
I would not say it's a horrible album.
I know.
Where it's at,
and I can't say that.
16 records. If it was at 11, it would be a great album.
You know, the songs I like are the songs he gave us already. So the 2 songs that he leaked, Don't Know How and They Don't Know How To, or whatever, two of those. I like those 2 songs, and I like the Reggae Jamaican song. And other than that, and I like one song at the end. Hey, you're right. I warmed up to one song at the end of the album.
Joy is great. Transparency is great. Joy is great. Oh, you're bugging.
Joy is one of the better songs on that album, but on an album full of bullshit. And I know I can't say that, but whatever. And
I can't say my theory because we promised.
We're not going to do that. But
you have a great theory though.
The truth?
It's an amazing theory.
A fact that we can't talk about. But sleeper songs.
Yeah, I'll get right to it. I'm plugged in.
And I want Party's album to do well because I want him to be able to continue to release music. And when you want people to continue to release music, you have to support them and want them to do well. I say that to you people that just refuse to purchase music. Who you rolling with this week?
So
let me find mine as well.
I spoke about this record, but since we had so many fucking problems with studios the past few weeks, which we apologize, guys. I only spoke about this record. I didn't play it, but the video came out today, or else I wouldn't be playing it because I really want y'all to listen to this record. Lloyd True, the video is out today, so I'm going to play it as my sleeper song.
We've heard that as a sleeper song, I feel like.
I spoke about it. I never played it. I just said it.
All right, fine.
Parks, I'm playing it, but nothing's coming out. Oh, Joe might have fucked it up. It's playing.
From the pain.
Oh yeah, Joe was fucking with everything, that's why.
From the realness.
No, I spoke about this record and said it was great.
My story. Lord.
That's all.
Hey world, yeah, I know it's been a while.
And
This song is great.
And the video came out today. That's why I thought it was relevant to play.
No album lately, so my mind is kinda up down. I still been taking care of my mama and them somehow.
I love Lloyd, though.
Disappeared from the scene and left my old team. Had to find a new approach to an old dream. And it's not to take a shot at my old team. I just want you to see this is me. So please accept me for who I am. And please accept me for what I do. I'm just doing everything that I can. Cause all I wanna be is true. So please accept me for who I am. And please accept me for what I do. Cause there's no me without.
That video is out now. Today on Vivo.
I hope he has a project coming out.
This was the single according to Instagram and Vivo.
My only problem with Lloyd has always been come and go, flash in the pan, inconsistent. Not inconsistent in terms of the quality of music, delivering the music. How many? Lloyd has 2 albums, and then he went away.
I mean, I think he kind of addressed it on that record as far as having a new team now that he needs to move forward. A new approach to an old dream.
You're talking to the guy that just continues to release music through having bad teams. So, I mean, what do you want me to do, bro? Hey, give me that song. I mean, give me that chord for a minute. So I hope that I've never played this song. I don't think I have. But either way, I've played this gentleman before, and this is my guy, Ro James. And this is the song El Dorado, not to be confused with his album that is also titled El Dorado. This is the title track from his album, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the last song. It's the last song on his album. I play this shit on repeat and ride on the highway. And if you old enough, you know how fly El Dorado was.
I'm in a non-juice black Eldorado. Deep dishes barely fitting on the Eldorado. Limited edition, triple black, triple terror. Ain't nobody got this, not nobody from my era. She ain't got no door handles or no side view mirrors. We get attention anytime we make an appearance, something we love to do. Me, my Eldorado, and you, baby. But you don't ride with me no more. My hands all in your thighs, passenger side of me no more. I've been rolling alone, 'cause you don't partner and ride with me no more. You found God, you a saint, girl, and I'm still a sinner. Just rolling along, rolling along, rolling along, rolling along.
I be singing this shit like I could sing when it's on in the car. Hey.
Between Ro James, Anderson .Paak, and BJ the Chicago Kid, there's still soul in R&B.
Rory, I asked you to send me that Fonte, the project.
With Eric Roberson?
Yeah.
Which I also spoke about and didn't play. Fonte and Eric Roberson have a great album together. Oh, I might need to play one more.
No, we out, nigga. But I asked you to send me that. Now I don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's true.
But I'll be right at this studio that's up the street with, or that's not up the street, with some Wi-Fi.
You'll be at Starbucks?
Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm about to be that guy. I really enjoyed this week. Really enjoyed this podcast. I want to thank Star once again.
Come back.
And this was wonderful. We'll see y'all next week. We'll talk to y'all next week. Again, we apologize for the audio issues that we've had in the past weeks. We don't need y'all to keep telling us we hear it the way y'all hear it, and hopefully we've gotten that fixed. Parks in the boards, real niggas in the booth. I'll name this podcast later. Episode number 76. 1.